right, good morning, everyone. Today is February 1st, so it is Lunar New Year, but that's not what we're here to talk about today. We did just post a Lunar New Year story time on all of our Facebook pages, so check that out. But today we're talking about Black History Month. This is a month-long celebration, and throughout the month, we're going to be highlighting different books by Black authors, important figures in Black history, and just a bunch of stuff. So before we get into that, we'll start with a couple quick announcements. So our craft bags for the kids right now, we've got a few of leftover ones from January. These are paper plate snowmen. We also have our Martin Luther King Freedom Bell craft bags. Those are running low, so make sure to pick those up before they're gone. And then starting today, we have our Black History Month craft bag for February. And this one is highlighting the Black inventor, Garrett Morgan. He invented the stoplight and the gas mask. And so there's a lot of cool information on him and his inventions, some activities you can do with the craft. So check those out. Those are just starting today. So pick them up before they're gone. So today we're going to highlight Black history, a couple important figures. I've got 3 books if we have enough time, and then a quick video just to give you a kid-friendly rundown. So first book up we have is Black is a Rainbow Color, and this was written by Angela Joy. Oh, we are getting a lot of glare off of that light. So Black is a Rainbow Color. All right, and the green screen is not messing up today. Red is a rainbow color. Green sits next to blue, yellow, orange, violet, and indigo. They are rainbow colors too, but my color is black, and there's no black in rainbows. Black is a crayon tangled in a box. Black is a feather on white winter snow. Black is the dirt where sunflowers grow. My color is black. Black are the braids of my best friend's hair. Black are the bottoms of summertime feet. Black are soft circles that spin down the street. My color is black. Black is a rhythm. Black is the blues. Black is sidewalking in spit-shine shoes. And if you look at the illustrations in this book, I think this is amazing. They take on sort of like a mosaic style, and you can see there's little pieces of book or newspaper clippings, and there's just a lot of detail. Check this one out if you can. There's just a lot to look at when you have the time. Black is the robe on Thurgood's back. Black are the trains on railroad tracks. Black are the eyes on salted peas, and black are the shadows of old magnolia trees. If you look closely, there's road maps all throughout there. Black is molasses from tall sugar cane. Black is soft singing. Hush now, don't explain. Black is the skillet for bread to fry. Black are dreams and raisins left out in the sun to die. Black is the color of ink staining page. Black is the mask that shelters his rage. Black are the birds in cages that sing. Black is a color. Black is a culture. Black is history. Black is family. Black is memory. Black is community. Black is the love that lives inside of me. My color is black. Black are the stones bearing witness to prayer. Black is the faith and freedom not seen. Black was the man who gave the world his dream. Black is a color. Black is a culture. Black is the heart of the candle and flame. Black is the power of movement in pain. Black are the branches that carry my name, weaving, wrapping, lifting, laughing, hoping, grasping, quiet, strong. Our color is black. So you see, there's no black in rainbows, no black in green or blue, but in my box of crayons, black is a rainbow too. The end. I thought that was a really powerful book. Just really highlights culture and the importance. And if you take the time to look through, there's just so many small details in that book. So right now, we're going to share a quick video from PBS, kind of giving a rundown of Black History Month real quick.
The month of February is designated as Black History Month. In the United States, it is a time to honor the important role African Americans play in the story of our country. The idea began as a week-long celebration in 1926, organized by historian Carter G. Woodson and others. It coincides with the birthdays of Frederick Douglass, a brilliant orator who escaped slavery and spent the rest of his life working to stop it, and President Abraham Lincoln, who issued the Emancipation Proclamation during the Civil War, which led to the eventual end of slavery in the U.S. Others who fought to end slavery include famous women like Sojourner Truth and Harriet Tubman. Woodson's idea caught on, and soon schools and communities around the country began organizing celebrations, starting history clubs and hosting events to learn more about Black history and culture. The Civil Rights Movement in the 1960s sparked even greater interest in the many accomplishments of notable African Americans, who excelled in all areas of life despite obstacles and hardships. Like scientist George Washington Carver, educator Mary McLeod Bethune, baseball great Jackie Robinson, entertainer Oprah Winfrey, and President Barack Obama. Black history is American history. Black History Month is a special time to focus on and learn more about Black culture and people of African descent who have made American life richer. How is Black History Month celebrated in your school or community?
All right.
For lesson plan.
Pretty quick, easy to follow explanation of why we're doing this and what we're going to be doing. So up next, I have a book about an important historical figure in Black history, Harriet Tubman. And I was reading through this book this morning, and I did not realize just how much this amazing woman accomplished in her lifetime. It is truly amazing. So this one is called Before She Was Harriet. There we go. Here she sits, an old woman tired and worn, her legs stiff, her back achy. But before wrinkles formed and her eyes failed, before she reached her twilight years, she could walk for miles and see clearly under a sky lit only with stars. Before she was an old woman, she was a suffragist, a voice for women who had none in marriage, in courts, and voting booths. Before her voice became soft and raspy, it was loud and angry, rising above injustice. Before she was a suffragist, she was General Tubman, rising out of the fog, armed with courage, strong in the face of rebels and planters and overseers as they watched fields burn and bridges fall, and 700 slaves stop chopping and start running to a woman who ferried them to freedom on the Combahee River, turned River Jordan. Before she was General Tubman, she was a Union spy, carrying secrets across battlefields to soldiers fighting in the Civil War for President Lincoln to end slavery. And before she was a Union spy, she was a nurse, caring for those hit with bullets and halted in hatred and fear, tending to them with bandages and words in the bloody dirt of Southern soil. Before she was a nurse, she was Aunt Harriet, daughter of Ben and Rit, who helped her parents flee their master and find their way through woods and streams to the safety of Canada and a new home in the North. Before she was Aunt Harriet, she was Moses, a conductor on an underground railroad with no trains and no tracks, just passengers traveling to freedom up north through swamps, past slave catchers across rivers under the cover of night. seeking the promised land for her people, led by dreams and God and faith, a wisp of a woman with the courage of a lion. Before she was Moses, she was Minty of Maryland, of one slave owner, and then others who worked her, punished her with lashes, broke her back, but not her spirit. Before she was Minty, she was Araminta, a young girl taught by her father to read the woods and the stars at night, readying for the day. She'd leave behind slavery, along with her name, and pick a new one, Harriet. And remember her days as a suffragist, as a general, as a spy, as a nurse, as Aunt Harriet, as Moses, as a conductor. As Minty, as Araminta, who dreamed of living long enough to one day be old, stiff and achy, tired and worn and wrinkled, and free. The end. I thought that was a really good one, just really powerful, and I don't know, a lot of that I don't remember being taught in school, and I think a lot of it really needs to be highlighted. So on to one a little more fun. When I was younger, I played saxophone, and one of the greatest saxophone players was John Coltrane. And just jazz is some of the greatest musicians, Duke Ellington, John Coltrane, Miles Davis, black jazz musicians, just amazing. So this is a quick one, and it was called Before John Was a Jazz Giant. And if you haven't listened to jazz, John Coltrane, Miles Davis, Louis Armstrong, go check them out. Amazing stuff, and just amazing what they did for music back in the 50s and 60s. So Before John Was a Jazz Giant. I love the illustrations in this one. Before John was a jazz giant, he heard ham bones knocking in grandma's pots, daddy strumming the ukulele, and mama cranking the phonograph. Before John was a jazz giant, he heard steam engines whistling past, cousin Mary giggling at chitterbuggers, and Bojangles tap dancing in the picture show. Before John was a jazz giant, he heard grandpa's Sunday sermons, mama playing hymns for the senior choir, and the scoutmaster's call to join a band. And fun fact, there he is playing the clarinet. He actually started off when he was a kid playing the clarinet before he switched over to saxophone. So before John was a jazz giant, he heard birds warbling at sunrise, the sobs of kinfolk at family funerals, and cheers as he marched in parades. Before John was a jazz giant, he heard big bands on the radio and a saxophone's soulful solo, blue notes crooning his name. Before John was a jazz giant, he picked up that horn, blew into the mouthpiece, pressed his fingers on the keys, and breathed every sound he'd ever known into a bold new song. Before John was a jazz giant, he was all ears. The end. So thanks for joining us for the Black History Month Storytime, and keep an eye out on our social media. We'll be trying to highlight just different Black authors, Black historical figures throughout the month and social media posts. We are currently doing curbside pickup. Once we open, we will have a full book display, but if you aren't able to make it in or browse the catalog yourself, just give us a call. We can do curbside pickup, and you can just request whatever you want we have on site. We can even select some stuff based on Black History Month. Just let us know. And thanks for tuning in. Next week, we'll have Miss Ruth back for another story time. Have a nice day, everyone.